Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another Breakfast with Blaha. People keep asking what I'm eating. Pretty simple. Chicken, rice, and vegetables. Pretty straightforward. So, let's talk about older videos. This is something I deal with a lot in my DMs, my inbox. Something I deal with a lot with clients, something I deal with people who say, hey, why are you saying this now? They send me something and I disagree with something. They'll ask me a question like, no, that's not right. They're like, but you said in this video, and they'll link me something 5 years ago. Link me something 5 years ago when I had 5 years less experience. And it's like, okay, but me in 2021 with my current level of coaching experience, for pretty much 2 years I've been full-time coaching, is my primary profession, not as a side gig, which is what it always was in the past. A little bit of coaching on the side for years and years and years. It was a side thing. Do you not think that I have more knowledge today? And I would say that to any of you in your profession, right? Because I've always been well-read, I've always trained, I've always talked to tons of coaches, I always see what people are doing out there. And I've done that for decades. I've only ever coached or trained part-time through that entire point. I took it really serious and decided to go into coaching full-time. And I work with a lot of clients. And I see a lot of things and I learn a lot by doing. Right, you're in the trenches. And so if I made a video 5 years ago when I was weaker, let's keep that in mind, guys. Why would you listen to a weaker, less experienced person? Okay, if you have someone who has way more training experience and way more training success as a coach, a lot more coaching experience, like 10 times as much, just because of the number of clients that get crammed in, and who squats 100 pounds more. Which of those two people are you going to listen to for strength advice? Okay, if there's a disagreement. I would hope you're going to listen to the person who squats 100 pounds more at the same body weight and a higher age class, which makes it harder, who has 10 times the coaching experience. He is probably going to be a more useful source of knowledge, especially given it's the same level of genetics. If we were comparing two individuals, there would be no contest, right? So why would you try to not understand that an old video was a less experienced, less knowledgeable person making it? My ideas change, and they have to, because I have to give the best information that I can for my clients because they're paying me. And they're paying me a lot of money at this point to coach them and to get them the best results possible. I can't afford to be dogmatic. I can't afford to get stuff wrong. I have to always improve. I have to use every client to learn and get better. And that's true of every one of you in whatever your profession is, right? If you look back at your profession and let's say you had 5 years less experience in whatever it is that you do right now, you would look back at the things that you did and said and go, wow, I really didn't know what I was doing. You would think that you were an idiot, probably. Now, let's be real. Let's just be honest. If any of us look back at where we were in terms of our knowledge at our primary profession 5 years ago versus today, we would think that we were a blithering idiot if we were to be honest with ourselves. We were stupid, is how we would see ourselves. And the videos work the same way. Now people say, but if you were, then how come so many people got results? How come I followed these other people and didn't get progress? I started following you, your programs, your ideas gave me tons of strength and muscle. Because back then, I might have been an idiot compared to what I am now. I just wasn't as much of an idiot as everyone else, not everyone, as the majority of people putting out information on YouTube and social media. Most of them are really, really, really bad. Like without trend and great genetics, they wouldn't be anywhere. And most of them aren't coaching either. That's the other thing. You have a lot of people who are up there doing it. They look good. They don't have any real experience. They don't coach anyone, right? They've maybe never trained anyone in their entire life. And that's a lot of the fit pros out there. It's not their gig. They just work out, read magazines, watch people, and get up and show their physique off, and then they sell stuff based on it. That's pretty common. So why do you think the info ends up being bad? A lack of knowledge. It's just that the other stuff out there was worse than what I was doing. It was worse. That's why you got results. But I've updated. I would say, and I said this in another video a while back, I would say that every single year on average, every 12 months, I probably double my knowledge. I double what I learn, which means if we go back 2 years, I probably know 4 times as much about training and coaching today as I did 2 years ago. And I think that's actually a fair statement. We're continually learning. And we have to update. Then we come over, when I say that, people will go, well, why don't you just delete your old videos? Well, number one, it's a library of where I've been. It's documenting where I've been, what my knowledge was, what I taught, and a lot of it still is good. There's still some good info in there that can help a lot of people. Number two, in order to go through and do that, I would need to spend an enormous amount of money, because I would have to hire a team of people to go through and edit and check through every video, because I don't have the time to do it. I have over 6,000 videos. I would never have time to watch them. I could probably watch 5 of my own videos a week and make the free time, but then I'm working to do it, taking hours away from my work to go through and check through my old videos. It would take me approximately 10 years. That's probably exaggeration. It would probably take me 5 years to do that. If I were to dedicate 5 hours every week just to going through my old videos to find information and delete a video that wasn't 100% correct by my modern knowledge. Okay, that's insane. That's ludicrous. And I wouldn't even get paid for that time. And it's a journal, it's a document. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of good information in there, but here's the point that people miss. If I said something 5 years ago and it contradicts with something I said 4 years later, I promise you I knew more as time went on. I learned more. I'm speaking from a level of more experience and more knowledge as the videos move forward in time. So if you see a conflict there, assume that the newer video is from a more knowledgeable, more experienced person. And look at it from that perspective, right? Look at it from that perspective. And it's not that even all the info was bad. It's that it's gotten better. It's gotten better. And I have gotten things wrong and have made videos later saying, hey, you know what? I got something over here completely wrong. It's wrong enough that I need to actually discuss it specifically in a video. That's how off it was. And I was wrong, right? But you make that video, then a lot of people don't see it and still think you hold the old stance, and then they bring it back up. And it's like, well, you know, if you're going to dig through my really old videos, then why didn't you watch every video I made in the last year? But the point is, it's older material. I didn't know as much. So yes, there's going to be contradictions. And that's true of everything we all do in our profession. It's every single one of you. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. You learn more over the years as you do it. And we all understand this. And yes, to be a good coach, to really have a knowledge base to coach people, it has to be a full-time thing. You are not going to learn enough to coach very serious athletes, for example, just listening to other people by itself. You're going to learn a lot, but you're not going to learn everything that you need to do that. You may not even learn enough to coach yourself. There's a reason people hire coaches. Most people simply do not have the time to learn the knowledge base that they need to coach themselves. They just don't have the time. And then they've put in thousands of hours into developing a skill that they're not going to make any money off of. It's just for their own self-improvement. Again, this is why tons of people hire coaches. That's why they do it. And then they make progress. Because again, the coaches had more time to learn on the subject than they have, because they have another job. They have another profession that takes up their time. but it gives them money. And money is what you use to hire a coach. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.